Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Jennifer and Diamonds. I am Jennifer. If you're new here, welcome on in and I hope you enjoy your stay. So today we are going to be doing a WIP and Chat. WIP stands for work in progress, and then we'll chat a little bit, or I will chat a little bit. You can chat if you want in the comments. So grab a current work in progress. It doesn't have to be diamond paint, could be anything. You could be doing work, housework, or work while you listen to this. Doesn't matter. Whatever you wish to do. So first I wanted to show you what I've currently done. So last WIP and Chat, we were in this section over here to the left. So I completed that after the WIP and Chat, and then each day I did a section. So as you can see, I don't believe I had this going last time. I sectioned off sections. They were like, I think it's close to like 10 by 10 centimeters. I think actually it's like 9 by 10 or something. I just sectioned off I sectioned it off into 30 sections for the whole painting. So yeah, I've been doing one a day, just trying to make this painting last longer. Because I don't have any current stuff in my stash. I'm brand new, so I don't have any other paintings in my stash. I did order something yesterday, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So yeah, so let me open up this section. I meant to do that before we started. I did cut it already, I just didn't open it. I don't have any cover minders, so I just use my case here to keep it open. Okay, and I'm going to scroll in a bit, zoom in, I'll be right back. That should be good, just zoom in a bit there. You can see a little bit better, not great. I mean, I'm just using a webcam to do these videos. I'm using a different program. Because I was having issues when I was trying to set things up again, where it was auto-focusing constantly. So I have this other program that I can actually turn off the autofocus. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention with this canvas that I've noticed so far is all the symbols are, well, majority of the symbols are letters, and M and N are in color, like color-wise, they're really close in color, and they also tend, because they are close in color, they tend to be close together on the actual canvas. And there's been a couple times where I've had to really concentrate to make sure that I'm using the right color on the right square, or like right section, because the M and N look very similar. Let's see, I'm going to take off my glasses. I find it easier when I don't have my glasses on. One second. I've been keeping track of how much time I've spent. So far I've spent let's see, I've spent about 13 hours so far. I have been noticing I have gotten faster with each section as I go and getting used to things. Okay, let's see. Let's get our color going here, and then we'll start our little chat. So what I tend to do, at least how I tend to do it, is I go to the top right of the square that I'm currently working on, and I look to see what color's there, and I go from there. I do all, like right now I got E, which is this color here. And we'll start with that one. I don't know how you decide which color you're gonna do when if you're doing something. I think most people section off what they're doing, um, but I don't know how people usually tend to decide which color they're gonna work on. That's how I usually do it. Is I look and I'm like, okay, let's start here in this corner and start with a color, and go from there. I don't think there's actually many E's, so it's probably not the best. Oh, no, there's some more. Um, so let's see. So I mentioned in the last WIP and Chat that my two boys, who are my older kids out of the three that I have, live basically across the country from me. They're in their 20s, but it's hard to keep in contact with them because, well, they're boys and they're in their 20s and they have, you know, a life. They don't really always want to talk to their parents. Like I think I mentioned in my last video that it's not just me. It's like dad who lives not far from them, like, and he has a hard time getting them to keep in contact with them too. But anyway, I try to, because they're in their 20s and they have a life, and I never know what they're up to, and they have jobs that's not exactly the most stable, like not stable, but they work unusual hours, not like they have 9 to 5 jobs. So I tend to text them every once in a while. Okay, it is getting hot in here. And my arm is getting sweaty, so I'm going to put this here. That's another thing I was going to ask you guys. When you work on your diamond paintings, which way do you usually find it? Like, I thought starting at the bottom left and then going across this way would be better, but I keep on having to rest my arm on completed sections. So I'm wondering if I should be doing it like either top left to right, or like, I don't know. Maybe I should have done it that way. Maybe I will start turning it around. I haven't decided yet. But anyway, so I mentioned that I was talking with I text with my boys, but they're not the greatest at actually texting back. Because, you know, again, boys. And, I mean, there is 3 hours difference between where I am and where they are. So I try to text them when I think that they're, one, awake, two, maybe possibly not working, so they have a chance maybe to text me back. But usually they do not text me back right away. So last weekend I decided I'm going to text them, see how they're doing. Anything new, checking on my oldest. My oldest has a girlfriend. They've been together for years. Asking how she's doing, and asking my younger son how his job's going, because last time I talked with him he had gotten a new job. These ones are kind of getting staticky. So I texted them separately, obviously. I did used to try to do group chats with them, but I don't know if it's Android. I don't know. I'm old, and apparently group chats are not my friend. Anyway, so I texted them on Friday, asking how things are going, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. So Saturday, I text them with emoji. What emoji was it? Let me see. I wrote this down. Like a wave emoji, like, hey, I'm here, remember me, kind of thing. And then that's when my son, my older son, no, wait, no, that was after the wave, still nothing. So then on Sunday, I texted them like a thinking emoji, like, are you there? Like, and finally my older son texts me back, sorry, I've been busy, everything's the same and we're fine. I never get anything from them. Again, boys, they're not the best at talking. Although I say that, and I actually, between when I talk to my parents, the one I talk to is my dad mostly. He's the one that calls me, or I'll call him about something, just random things. But anyway, so but he did ask, how are you doing or whatever. So I said, we're doing good. John, my husband, is enjoying his new job, it seems, and Ellie, who is my daughter, who's 15, I said she's enjoying her summer vacation. And then I mentioned that I had started diamond painting. So yeah, so we texted back and forth a little bit. Again, didn't really get much out of him. He did ask about how I was enjoying my diamond painting and stuff, but my boys don't like to talk about themselves, at least not to me. Because, Mom, I understand. Or something along those lines. Oh, I also asked my elder son how his dog was doing. He has I don't know what kind of dog it is. It's black and white, but I don't know what the breed is. He's really cute. They named him Tux because of the black and white, I guess. So again, I didn't hear back from my younger son, so I don't think I have any more ifs. So on Monday, I texted him poke, like, hello. And he finally got back to me. And again, the old excuse of, sorry, yeah, we're good. Just busy. And stuff like that. And then he asked how I was doing and blah, blah, blah. So, long story short, be nice to your mom. And when she texts or calls or whatever, just, text or call back. And I would say this with as long as you guys actually have a good relationship, if it's a toxic, not a healthy relationship, then I'm not saying go do that. But as long as you don't have an abusive, toxic relationship, be nice to your mom. Message them, text them, respond when they try to get a hold of you. So there was that. So one of the reasons why I thought diamond painting would be a good thing for me is I was, until very recently, very into gaming. I played World of Warcraft on and off for many years, since Burning Crusade, which came out before my daughter was born, and she's 15, so I've been playing over 15 years off and on. So I go through spurts, mostly, spurts where I'm actually video gaming a lot, and it kind of like consumes me. I don't know if I would go so far as to say it's an addiction, although sometimes I wonder. But it takes a lot of time with some of these video games, especially like World of Warcraft, where it's you're playing with other people, and it's just a world that's just constantly going, and there's constantly something, and there's just you feel like you always have to be playing to stay current and stuff like that. So I took a break from World of Warcraft. I do it every once in a while, so I never say I'll never go back. But I don't know, it almost seemed different this time. Anyway, I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. So I'm trying to limit how much game time I'm playing. Actually, since for probably a couple weeks since I started looking into diamond painting and then started diamond painting and stuff, I've not really played any video games until the last couple days, because one of the games I played, Diablo 4, came out with their first season. So it's just new things. So I played a little bit last night, but even last night I'm like, I don't know if I really want to play this. All I was thinking about is I wish I could be doing some diamond painting. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm kind of limiting myself to one section a day to drag this out so it lasts a little bit longer because, I don't have unlimited funds. I can't constantly be going out and buying diamond paintings. And yes, I could technically buy super cheap ones from, I get people talk about AliExpress or Amazon or whatever, but I'm really, really trying to make sure that I get licensed diamond paintings, which means they tend to be more on the expensive side, which totally makes sense because they have to compensate the artist, which I am totally fine with. They should be compensated. It is their artwork. So again, I'm trying to, I don't have unlimited funds, so the paintings that I want, most of them are from like Diamond Art Club or Dreamer Designs or stuff like that, and they tend to be close to, at least in Canadian dollars, like $80 to over $100 each. So I'm spending that, like, I'm hoping I get to a point where I can spend that maybe once a month. But even that, like when I compare it to like video games, like World of Warcraft, even in Canadian dollars, it's like $20 a month, and like, so that was what I was used to spending on entertainment. So I guess spending like $80 a month. I mean, it would last me a while, but still, $80 a month seems, just compared to video games, seems pretty much. Anyway, again, tangent. So, again, I'm trying to limit how much video games I play because it does tend to consume my life. I don't tend to hang out with my family as much because I'm playing video games. I'm not really relaxing per se. It is relaxing, but I don't know, I'm constantly doing something. So I'm trying, and also like housework gets put to the wayside. It's not like my house is a pigsty or something, but I basically do the minimum that I have to do, and then that's about it. Which, again, it's not like my house is a pigsty. It's not gross or whatever, but I'm constantly worried that, well, my parents are going to drop in, which they did sort of do the week my brother came to visit, the beginning of the month. I wasn't expecting them because they pretty much said they weren't going to. Actually, because what it was before my brother came for a visit, my parents went on they were both retired, so they went to PEI. Charlotte. They went to like Charlottetown, PEI area because they have like Anna Green Gables stuff. My mom, I don't know if my dad was too excited about it. My mom was really excited about it, and they did all this Anna Green Gables touristy stuff while they were there. Anyway, on their way there, they had to pass by where I live, and they decided to stop in. And it was like 10 minutes before, like, they got here, and and I'm like running around just trying to make sure that the house is somewhat presentable. So even though my house is, again, not a pigsty or anything, I still wish it was in better shape. So if, again, my parents decide to stop by, or a neighbor stops by or something, I'm not constantly worried in the back of my mind. It's like, oh my God, what do they think of my house or whatever. So again, I'm just trying. One of the things I want to try to do with cutting back my game time and doing diamond painting instead, I'm hoping it won't, right now it's not. It only takes like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours a day of my time. and I tend to spread it out throughout the day to get a section done. So I'm hoping that I have a more balanced life, I guess you would say. So I have time where I can, do a hobby, but then I get into more of a routine of housework. Maybe start reading more again. I used to read all the time when I was younger, and I've been trying for months now to read the Percy Jackson series of books. There's like 5 of them. I'm on the 4th one, but it's taken me months to get there. And because I go through spurts, well, I'll read a lot ish, and then I'll be nothing for a long time. So I want to get back to reading more again, even if it's just like, Percy Jackson is like, I guess they would consider it young adult books, which is kind of what I lean towards. I find like books that are more for adults are just depressing or boring, or I like the fantasy genre, which tends to be more young adult. So yeah, I'm hoping that I will again have a more balanced life where I hang out with even I've noticed in the last couple weeks or so that I've been spending more, well, it's a combination of the fact that I'm not gaming, and the fact that it's been pretty warm summer, at least for where I live. So I believe I mentioned this in my last WIP and Chat that I don't have any air conditioning upstairs, and that's where my office is, and that's where I am right now, where I am, again, kind of hot, because I can't put my fan on because it's pretty loud. So I've been spending more time downstairs where the air conditioning is, and that's where my daughter is, where she has her computer. She has repeatedly asked if she can have her computer in her room, and I just nope. She is a 15-year-old girl, and I can just imagine anything that could be happening, and I'm like, nope. Although I don't think that would, part of me doesn't think that would actually happen with her, but I don't want to take that risk. So she has her computer downstairs where we can monitor, we can buy every once in a while, and we can see what she's doing and stuff like that. So I've been hanging around downstairs watching TV or watching YouTube videos on my tablet or whatever, just being downstairs with my daughter. Not so much my husband, because his computer and his man cave kind of thing is down in the basement, but at least spending some time with the kid, which is important. Let's see. So I had mentioned very briefly near the beginning that I had ordered some more stuff. So from some more diamond painting stuff. So I was on Facebook, and I had seen this ad before a couple times, but I didn't really look into it. But it was an ad for Dreamer Designs, and it was, you can get free paintings, diamond paintings. All you have to do is pay for shipping. So I looked into it further, clicked on it and went to the site and stuff. And what it is there's 4 paintings, and they are what people would call, I guess, snack size paintings. They're like 30 by 30 centimeter paintings, so they're smaller than what I have near. This one here is 45-ish by 60-ish centimeters, so it's smaller than these. It's smaller than this one. So all you have to do is pay for shipping. So it is like, I think it was based on the fact that I'm in Canada, but So the shipping was based on what, but although it was in US dollars, it's really weird. I found it very strange because Dreamer Designs is a Canadian based company. I understand that their product, like their diamond paintings, actually come from China, which pretty much a majority of them do. Even if the company is like based out of the US or whatever, the actual paintings tend to come from China from what I can see. But again, they're based in British Columbia, Canada. It clearly shows that on their website. But when you go to this link for the Facebook deal thing for the free paintings, you just need to pay for shipping. It says, at least for this promotion, they only deal in US dollars. On their actual website, the Dreamer Design website, you can change the currency to pretty much any currency out there. Being in Canada, I change it to Canadian. But anyway, so I went to the website for this promotion for the free painting, just pay for shipping thing. Let me see. I'm just gonna make sure there's no more X's. I think I got them all. Although I tend to say, "Oh look, there's no more," and then I go to a different color, and then later down the line, I'm like, "Oh look, there's more." Anyway. So again, I believe the shipping was based on the fact that I'm in Canada. Oh, that's another thing. I did notice today on their website, again, based in Canada, they get their product from China, like majority of the diamond painting companies out there. But it says on their website they ship from the US. It's all over the place. Anyway, so it was like $19.99 per painting for shipping, which sounds high, and it is somewhat high, although being in Canada, it does not surprise me. Shipping is just high in Canada, especially when it comes up from outside of Canada. You can either choose one painting or you can choose a pack of 4. And the pack of 4 is basically you get one painting free, totally free. No, you don't have to pay the painting, you don't have to pay for the shipping, because it was like $59.99 for all 4. So I decided to go with the all 4 one. I get 4 paintings, which I'm estimating will take me 7 to 10 days or 7 to 9 days to do, if I section off pretty much like how I'm doing with this one, because it's 30 by 30, so it's like this. Probably can't see most of what I'm zoomed in. And each section, so it's like 9 sections if I do it like 10 by 10 centimeter sections. So 9 sections if I do one a day, so about 9 days. So basically I would have, it's 9 times 4, 36, just over a month's worth of stuff to do, which is awesome, because then I can save up a bit of money, and then get some other stuff, hopefully bigger ones, because again, these ones are 30 by 30. There is, like, out of the 4, 3 of them you can actually get in bigger sizes. One of them you can only get, like, on their normal website, you can only get the 30, but actually it's like 32 by 28, I think, that one, the one that you can only get in the one size. But the other ones you can get in bigger sizes. I think, like, one of them, let's see, I made notes here for myself. I can't really see them because they're far away, so let me put my glasses on. So there's 4 paintings. So 3 of them are square drills, which I have not done, obviously, because this is my first diamond painting and it's circles. Again, they're all 30 by 30 except for the one, which is 32 by 28 centimeters. Their normal price, well, they're on sale right now, from what I can see. I don't know if there's some kind of sale going on, or this has always been like, but right now, anyway, they're going for about $38 Canadian each. So that's about $150-ish dollars. It's $152 Canadian if I was to buy them individually. And because it's over $100 Canadian, it'd be for free shipping, because that's what they do on their site. So I paid $59.99 US dollars. So I'm basically paying half price if you convert it into Canadian dollars. I'm pretty much paying like half price for these paintings, which, hey, it's a good deal, I think. They all come with Aurora Borealis diamonds. They range from there's one of them has 2 ABs, there's one with 1, 2, and there's the one that's the 32 by 28 has 3 ABs. So I don't know, it sounded like a good deal, so I decided to get it. So we'll see how long that takes. I'm hoping it doesn't take too long, so at least if it gets here before I finish this one, it'd be awesome. It says that they ship out they process the order within 24 hours of you ordering, except for if it's a weekend or holiday, which I ordered last night, so it's a weekend. So I guess it will be done early next week. So I'm hoping shipping doesn't take too long. Although I've seen some people, because now that I have purchased from Dreamer Designs, I can now was able to join their Facebook group that is for people who have purchased from them, and they get special deals and chit chat with other people who have bought Dreamer Design stuff and blah blah blah. And I noticed some people on there were talking about how shipping's been taking a while, but I don't know where they are. I don't know if it's because they're not in North America, because these companies are all over the place. Or people who order this from these companies are all over the place. So we'll see. See how the process goes. Once they come in, I'll do some unboxings. I'll make an unboxing video for each one of them, and then we'll do them over the not next month. This one will take me until middle-ish of August. And then we'll start on, hopefully, if everything goes well. The diamond paintings that I ordered from Dreamer Designs will be here by then. It should. I am fully expecting them to be here in a week or two. So yeah, I'm excited about that, because then I can test out the Dreamer Design stuff. Again, they're only 30 by 30, so I think I need to get some more wax. So they're not big. Again, I believe this is kind of like the size people would call a snack size. Painting shouldn't, a lot of people, I think, at least the ones that I've been following on YouTube and stuff, they'd probably get it done within probably a couple days or something. But again, I am trying to spread things out to make them last longer. Let's see, what else can we talk about? My week, so my daily routine has changed, during the week anyway, since I started diamond painting and looking into or getting really into watching YouTube videos on diamond painting. So what I tend to do is I work from home. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that. So I work from home. So in the morning, especially in the summer, I wake up and I get started with my day, get ready to start working. And my office is right across the hall from my bedroom. So so my routine is I start work, and then while I work, because I don't really have to deal with people one-on-one, except for maybe through emails. Once in a blue moon, I'll have to talk to someone on the phone. Um, and so I start work, and then I've been watching. I follow a bunch of people on YouTube that do diamond painting things. So I just listen to that while I work. Could be WIP and Chats, unboxings, or, you know, hauls of some sort, anything that has to do with diamond painting. So in the morning, that's what I do. As I work, and I listen to these um, YouTube videos while I work. You know, comment on them, like blah blah blah. And then lunch comes around, and actually lately with work, because this has not been always the thing, because for the longest time, I would work through lunch, especially since I've moved out here and been working from home. You know, people think that people who work from home slack off, and that may be the case for some people. But for me, it actually almost turned me into like a workaholic, because when I first started working from home, it wasn't the case, because I actually kind of worked in tandem with somebody else. So I couldn't do it, but here we go. She was out west where our office is, so I would work, and then she would basically take over what I was doing at like 4 o'clock my time. So I knew I was ending work at 4 o'clock each day. I worked basically 8 to 4, because I couldn't log in before 8 my time. Yeah, the system won't let me. Otherwise, I probably would start closer to 7. But anyway, she, about, I don't know, a year or so after I moved out here, she went to a different department. So now I do everything by myself. And when that happened, I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll just, end up working, doing what she used to do. Like, she used to finish off making sure we get everything done in the day. Well, at first it wasn't too bad, but then it turned into 10 to 12-hour days. A lot of times it was probably closer to the 12-hour days. So basically I was working 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Well, except for like Monday to Friday. We don't work on weekends. I would work through lunch. When supper came around, I make suppers, so I would be running up and down the stairs, working, and making supper at the same time. It was insane. So anything. That started talking about that because this recently work has, and this is like, I've been out here for 4 years, so for at least 2-3 years I have been working crazy hours. I started months ago. I'm like, I got it. This is crazy. I was getting like way burnt out. I was getting frustrated. I was just like, I have absolutely no life whatsoever. I was working 12 hours a freaking day, Monday to Friday. So I'm like, that's enough. I need to cut back on what I'm actually doing. So what I do is each month I send off to the managers. Like, I was doing this all along, but I send off to the managers, okay, here's what we're doing for the month. Each day, blah, blah, blah. Based on what I do for work. And the first month I decided, like, I went to them. I'm like, how can I cut? I went to a couple of the managers that I deal with, and I'm like, how can I cut this back? And I was getting no help whatsoever on what can be cut back. So I'm like, that's it. And I wasn't putting it in. I was working 10, 12-hour days, and I was not even putting in overtime. I was putting this all on myself. I was not told to be working these hours, so I didn't feel like it was right to ask for overtime. I just felt like this work needed to be done. My husband was after me constantly. You need to put these hours in. But I didn't. I just, in my mind, it's like, well, I'm not asked to do this. I'm putting this on myself. I'm doing this to myself. The company shouldn't be paying for it because they're not asking me to do it. I'm just doing this to myself, basically. Um, so anyway, so the first month I said, okay, again, I went to the managers. They weren't any help on what could be cut back. So I'm like, I'm doing it myself. So the first time I put out the schedule for the next month, and they noticed like things are cut back, and one of the big manager, like big VP, was like, why is this different? And I'm like, because I can no longer. I said, this is based on working an actual work day. I can no longer be constantly working 10 to 12 hours a day. And he's like, okay. So since then, it kind of creeps up every once in a while where I start noticing that I am working longer hours. So I try to, again, cut back and make it so it's like I'm doing stuff within a lot of time I'm supposed to be doing. But I've noticed in the last little bit, it has work has been slowing down. So in this last week, I've actually been able to take lunch breaks. Pretty much at least 4 out of the 5 days this week, I was able to take a lunch break and still get what I needed to get done during the day. And there was even a couple times where I actually kind of logged off a little bit earlier, which I don't really feel bad about because, again, for 2-3 years I was working 10 to 12 hour days and not asking for compensation. So what I've been doing is on my lunch hour, I have been doing some diamond painting and getting a nice relaxing luncheon. And then if I don't finish which I don't finish my section for the day during my lunch break, I will either do it after work before I start making supper, or I will do it after supper. I'll finish off the square. So, long story short, my routine is I wake up, I get ready for work, I start work, I listen to YouTube videos in the morning, and then I tend to watch like a Netflix show or something. Lately it's been Star Trek Next Generation because it's my go-to show. If I can't figure out what I want to watch, it will be Star Trek of some sort. So yeah, and then watch Star Trek in the afternoon, and then either do some diamond painting and then make supper, or make supper and then finish off my diamond painting. And then in the evenings, I just relax, hang out with my kid. Oh, I say hang out, but she's usually on the computer or something, but I'm in the same room, and then we chat every once in a while. Watching TV or reading a book, or I like this new routine. It seems I'm not so, although you wouldn't think that gaming would be stressful, but one of the reasons why I stopped playing World of Warcraft is I was not liking the person I was becoming. We were having a lot of issues in my guild. That's what they call in World of Warcraft if you don't play. Not so much my guild, but more the group that I played with in my guild. And I was not liking the person I was becoming. So that's why I decided to take a step back. And I started playing other games that were more solo games. Because sometimes when you're playing games with other people, it sometimes gets toxic. It's not I don't know what it is about gaming that makes people lose their mind. It doesn't always happen, and some people are able to keep things in perspective, but not everybody. So I don't really have much else to say for the week. My life is pretty boring. I'm pretty much a homebody. We don't really do much outside the house and stuff like that. Don't have anything coming up. We are talking about my my daughter going to visit my parents for a weekend. Well, we were thinking about maybe this week, but she really didn't want to go this week. I don't know why. Um, so we're looking at probably like the second-ish week in August. She'll go visit my parents for a week. We usually do that in the summers where she can go spend some time with my parents. They don't really do. They don't. She gets to go visit my great grandma while she's there, and they'll go to movies or play cards or go bowling. It's nice for her to get away from the electronics. She does bring her cell phone and stuff. She does go on electronics, but she's not constantly on her electronics like she is usually at home. So it's nice for her to get away from that a little bit. But that's not until August. I don't really have anything going on this week like normal. Most week there is pretty much nothing. We work and we hang out, watch TV or whatever. So I think that's about it for the day. I think, for the WIP and Chat today. I didn't get a ton done. I'll finish this section after I'm done the WIP and Chat here. I think that's about it. Let's see, make sure I didn't forget anything. I made little notes for myself, just make sure I had something to talk about. I think that's about it. So if you lasted this long, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. I think it's over a half an hour this time. If you made it this far into the WIP and Chat, put a, I don't know, what can we put? Put a flower. Since these are all flowers and stuff down here, let's put a flower in the comments. I appreciate you watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, I appreciate a thumbs up. If you are new here and not subscribed, I would appreciate if you subscribe. And I will see you for sure next week. I might, I've been testing out different video formats. I don't know. This past week, getting into TikTok and stuff. They're not great, but I'm having fun making them. So thanks again, and I will see you next week. Bye.